Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, my oh my, it is Thursday, 22nd day of February 2024. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Next 3 days, we're going to kind of get a little tease of spring. Just a tease, that's all it's going to be. Winter will be right back with a vengeance on Sunday, and certainly by Monday and Tuesday, we're going to see temperatures above normal for the next 3 days. Quite a bit of sunshine. The clouds start to thicken up a little bit on Saturday. Sunday doesn't look too bad. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, big time. Frontal system's going to come flying in. Serious snow in the mountains. Some rain down here, wind, we're going to get it all. And the temperatures are going to start dropping down, especially those overnight lows. All those details will take center stage here in just a couple minutes. It was a busy day yesterday in the newsroom. We'll let you know what is making headlines around the Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington. Sports, its previews, including one of the biggest Cougar men's basketball games they've played in a long time. The Cougars are ranked for the first time in 16 years. They have a chance to win the conference championship, the regular season championship, for the first time in 82 years. The last time the Cougar men won the conference championship was in 1942, but they could take a huge step tonight if they knock off Arizona. It's in Tucson. That's a tall task. We'll preview that. It is Thursday. Pause for pets. Link the cat needs a home, and it's just about time for the Washington State Special Olympics Winter Games back in the Wenatchee Valley for the 34th year. Carol Andre for the Wenatchee City of Wenatchee's Department of Parks, Rec, and Cultural Services will be joining me as we need volunteers. It's a huge event. 1,500 athletes and support staff and family or whatever are coming to town March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and no volunteers, we can't pull it off. Carol will blow that bugle in the back half of the program. Let's do it. Let's start with our tour around the Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington. That's what we have for you right now. Again, it's a little chilly. It's 34, but we're going to warm up rather rapidly. Yesterday's high was 44, normal high 44, about as normal as you can get. But this is some good news. Sunrise this morning, 6:54. So it happened about 8-9 minutes ago. Sunset tonight, 5:35. That's 10 hours and 40 minutes of daylight. We have gained over 20 minutes of daylight in the last 7 days. And that pattern will continue for the foreseeable future. Let's check out Blag. Look at the sun. See now, you can see the low clouds hanging around. Somewhere down there is Leavenworth. That's Blag Mountain, which is way up above the lovely hamlet of Peshastin, and I'm pretty sure we had that kind of pointed to the northwest. I think Leavenworth would be down there somewhere in the snow-capped Cascades. So good morning to our friends on top of Blag Mountain. Beautiful view there. Speaking of beautiful view, how about McNeil Canyon's camera looking over Lake Chelan? That is one of the tallest towers that we have in the Sky-Fi system. It's about 250 feet, and then there's a camera on top of that, and that's why we can see right over that ridge to lovely Lake Chelan. The town of Chelan is just out of view. It's in the lower left-hand corner. The clouds will be departing there as well. And Billy Goat should look pretty nice today. It is Billy Goat. USA high atop the Alta Lake area. Just like flying in an airplane, isn't it? Gorgeous view there. And we say hello to our friends to the north. It is going to get colder. This is the minimum temperature forecast right through the middle of next week. Wenatchee's right down there at the bottom. We also have some other areas that we normally don't talk about a great deal. These are your forecast overnight lows. As you can see, that's going to get cold. We're not done with the winter yet. We're going to see overnight lows well below freezing once this frontal system rolls through, and it's going to start happening on Sunday into Monday. And on top of that, it's also going to be a little windy. So get ready for some pretty chilly overnight lows in the early part of next week. In fact, let's dispense with that. Let's get right to it. From the National Weather Service, how about sunshine at about 47 or 48? Think you can handle that? That's above normal. In fact, that's pretty much what we're going to be dealing with for the next 3 days. It's going to feel very spring-like. Overnight low tonight, 33. We'll be kissing 50 with gobs of gooey good sunshine Friday. I don't think I'll be working real hard tomorrow, but I never do anyway. Saturday, few clouds late in the afternoon. We're going to call it partly cloudy. It'll be sunny for most of the day It'll be in the afternoon hours when we'll start seeing a few clouds hanging around. We'll do the same thing on Sunday, but as we get deeper into Sunday is when this frontal system is going to start working its way into the Wenatchee Valley, and there's your temperature drop. Lower than a gopher's basement. Will be 10 degrees cooler about for the afternoon high on Monday with a chance of rain. It's going to be windy. Tuesday, same deal. Wednesday, same deal. A little bit warmer on Wednesday. A lot of wind, some rain, and some big-time snow in the Cascades starting overnight Sunday into Monday. So the next 3 days look mighty fine indeed, and then winter will return because it's still winter and will be for another month. Going to take a break. When we come back, the news on this Thursday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Locatel cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting locatel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
The day after I met her, I called and asked her to go on a date with me, and we came to Abby's Pizza for our first date.
Eating it across from each other, I'll never forget it. This place is special.
It's barbecue chicken pizza season at Abby's Legendary Pizza, baby. Featuring our flavorful pizza sauce and a 3-cheese blend, layered with BBQ sauce, chicken, and onions. Order your hot and fresh feast now at abbys.com. A legendary pizza tradition.
The sun is starting to climb up into the sky, going to burn off the clouds and the fog. By the way, I understand it's very foggy out in the Columbia Basin. You're going to see some sunshine too out in the Moses Lake, Quincy, Ephrata area. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer for the clouds and the fog to burn off. Sunshine for the next 3.5, 4 days, and then winter returns on Sunday. It's 8 minutes after the hour. Bail has been set at $2 million for the Leavenworth man arrested Monday for the February 1st shooting that happened in East Wenatchee. 34-year-old Travis E. Collins. He's accused of killing 35-year-old Julio Cesar Garcia Ramirez over an alleged drug deal gone bad. According to court records, Collins met with Garcia Ramirez just after midnight on February 1st in the 1700 block of Rock Island Road. Cell phone records obtained by the Douglas County Sheriff's Office reportedly show text exchanges the night of the murder. Collins apparently arranging to buy cocaine from Garcia Ramirez. On Monday, the East Cascade SWAT team arrested Collins in his home on Deep Powder Lane off Highway 2 outside of Leavenworth. Police said he was arrested without incident, but he did have a loaded, holstered firearm. Collins faces a charge of second-degree murder. Moses Lake police have arrested a pair of teenagers over an incident that happened back on February 9th. Apparently, a man was intentionally run over by a pickup. The department said tips from the public led to the arrest of the two 16-year-old male suspects. They both face charges of first-degree assault. According to the police, at about 10:20 in the evening of Friday, February 9th, there was a confrontation between the occupants of a white pickup and the victim. The victim tried to flee on foot. The driver of the pickup then followed the man and ran him over, causing serious injuries. Days later, police released a blurry image of the pickup, and that helped to lead to the arrests of the juveniles. The two teens have been lodged at the Juvenile Detention Center. On Tuesday, East Wenatchee City Council member Sasha Slyman announced that she will be leaving her seat. She needs to focus on a recent health issue. Slyman was appointed to the council on March 3rd of 2020, was elected to a 4-year term that November. She says the decision to leave was a big one, but that she needs to focus on her health. While she did not wish to disclose the specifics of her health issue, she did say it was something that she will be battling for the rest of her life. The council will be discussing how to move forward at the next workshop meeting with individuals interested in filling her seat. You can apply with the Mayor of East Wenatchee, Mayor Jerry Lee Crawford, or the City Clerk, Laura Leon. The East Wenatchee Police Department is going to have a drug-sniffing dog of its own soon. The department said its narcotics canine program will be a regional asset in the suppression of illegal drugs. Officer Jordan Conley, who has been with the department since 2021, he will be the canine handler. He'll undergo training alongside the dog. The dog's yet to be identified. Of course, the Chelan County Regional Justice Center has been using a narcotics detecting dog for quite some time. First Canine Kate, and now Canine Gambit. The program has been highly visible in the community. They make regular visits to schools. Donations to support the new East Wenatchee program can be made directly to the police department or to the city. Members of the Columbia Parent Advocacy Group have been devoting a lot of time, most of their free time as a matter of fact, trying to save Columbia Elementary School from closing. The Wenatchee School District announced the potential closure on January 20th. Since then, the group has been attending meetings, planning future events, analyzing information that they get from the district. Two of the parents, Emily Bjork and Francie Fry, detailed some of the actions that they've taken so far.
The first PTO meeting that Columbia had to kind of bring parents into the loop, I was sitting there listening, and the PTO was doing their best to try and, along with the teachers, explain what was going on. And I mean, all these red flags kind of were popping up in my mind of things that need to be, questions that need to be asked, and realizing that this is going to be a project. And so I suggested that should we look at forming a group that is separate from the PTO and the teachers, so that they can continue to do their work with the students, and making sure that the environment at Columbia stays positive through whatever is coming. There has been some formal complaints that we've filed complaints to OSPI, and mostly regarding concern about timelines not being followed as they should be. We've also contacted Dr. Tanya May. She's the Assistant Superintendent of the Special Education, and we've requested that she look into allegations that the district's timing plans on when they will let parents and students know with IEPs know about what changes will be made. We want them to stop the communication about the closure until it's official, not when it's just, could be something that happens. So we're kind of wanting them to pump the brakes on that and try to follow some of the better practices.
I may only be speaking for myself on this, but I think our overall parent advocate group and Columbia family would agree that it seems like they've already made their decision on this situation. If they're preemptively setting out plans, they're not following the RCW guidelines for how those laws should be followed. They're telling us where our kids are going to go. Are they going to have to walk? Are they going to do bus? We don't even know if a final decision has been made yet. This is where our parent advocate group in our community is fighting for better transparency. We feel like we've been left in the dark, but there's been decisions have been being made for quite a long time, it seems. So going forward, we want to be involved in the process. We want to be able to help the school district to be successful, and we're fearful rushing through this process is not going to be good for the long-term health. Potentially it will help reduce the budget deficit. It's going to improve what the books look like, but it's not going to be good for the district long-term, in our opinion. And we want to help to be part of a solution that will be better for everyone, not just, for the pocketbook of the district.
A lawsuit, nobody wants to do that. It's definitely not in what we want to do. Although, if it were pointed out to us that there were some clear, violations, or I mean, I wouldn't say it's off the table, but it is in no way what we are trying to do, what we want to do. It's hard to know all of these things. It's hard to know the right steps. And so we mainly just want oversight in how we are tracking the process and how rights are being upheld. You know, I think about the teachers, and I don't know, I have concerns with that, and they're not things that I, know how to really dissect.
At Columbia, the teachers and support staff, they always tell their kids, when you have something important coming up, try to do your best work. And so even though we all are, we're up at 5, we're in bed at 11, we're working on these ideas and we're working together as a team. Even though it is a lot of extra work, we know that we're doing our best work, and no matter what the outcome is, we will have shown our children what it means to, to give it your all, and do your best work and try to stay as positive as you can.
And finally, on this Thursday, Wenatchee Mayor Mike Poirier and his wife Maureen have donated $10,000 to the planned indoor track that'll be at the new YMCA location on 5th Street, where the old PUD headquarters is now. The Poiriers have close ties to the YMCA. A lot of their family members have utilized the space over the years. They talked with me to explain why they chose to give their specific donation to the track.
If you've seen the vision, it looks like it's on the 2nd floor, and things can change as it evolves. But it just looked like that was the best part of the community. You had little grandchildren there. You know, when you see this vision, you have the Marine's dad will be there at 91 years old, walking around the track, and we'll be there. It just seemed like that was the most appealing to us. And it's a lot of glass and openness, and that's it hit us home.
Mayor Poirier says the new YMCA campus, which is going in where the old Chelan PUD headquarters is, will be a benefit to downtown.
When you have this, it brings a whole new energy on here. So also, there's going to be this swimming pool, right? We have the rivers, we have the lakes around us. There's no reason. The YMCA will not deny anybody based on income. And if you think about that alone, that means nobody should be able to not learn how to swim. Right? So if you just think of the swimming pool, the tracks, exercise, and lots of things, but just that idea of swim lessons that we can give back. But I look at it as an energy, and it's going to bring in money from people from outside too, because there'll be little restaurants around there, and so that's exciting. Besides the commerce of it, it's exciting, and you're going to see this new vibe that when this is done. So, and we're all going to be part of it.
And that is the news on this Thursday morning. We think it's important that our viewers keep informed about what's going on in North Central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley, which is why we put together a newscast for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television, 5, 6, and 10. If that doesn't fit into your schedule, and we know we're all kind of busy, you can watch it on the internet, which is catching on. This whole internet thing, keep an eye on it. We'll have our news up and running on our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page, our app, and if there's something out there that you think is newsworthy, you get a hold of us. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com, and that's how you download the app, right there on the QR code. Still to come, sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrity birthdays. It's Thursday, we got Pause for Pets. Mike McNaughty has an opinion about his neighborhood. And Carol Andre from the City of Wenatchee's Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Division will be joining me to talk about the Washington State Special Olympics Winter Games. They need volunteers. It's just a couple of weekends away. It is a busy Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select VX and L Series tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for 72 months. Contact your Kubota dealer for details.
Minutes after the hour, speaking of 21 for the 21st ranked Washington State Cougars. This is going to be one of their biggest games in a long time. The Cougs, first of all, are ranked in the AP poll for the first time in 16 years. This also happens to be the last time they played in the NCAA tournament. Tonight in Tucson, they can grab first place in the Pac-12 with a victory over Arizona. Coach Kyle Smith says his team is ready for the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think this group has been great that way. We may, doesn't mean we can't get beat, but I think they've been good about keeping an even keel. I think Andre being our leader, really Isaac and Oscar are very even keeled dudes. They don't get too high or too low. Miles and Ruben are another story. They're pretty excitable, but I think like the other guys I mentioned, they really keep our program in a good spot there. So. But like I said, that being said, we played well at Washington. They had a really good crowd and good environment, and I think this one will be a little more geeked up.
Kind of along those lines, how do you keep a chip on your shoulder while getting praised now? You're no longer maybe the no one believes in us kind of group anymore. With the,
I can't really tell you. I've been the underdog forever. So, no, it's just a difference. You're being able to play with there'll be a big target. We're not naive. We beat them here, and they are an emotional team. They're like Mike Tyson in his prime. They're going to go for the knockout. That's what they do. They did it their last game. I think, am I crazy? Did Arizona State beat them there last year on that half-court shot?
Cambridge, yeah.
Yeah. So they have a long memory, and they were ready for that one. So, I just think that this one, the chip and all that. So this is it's one of the premier programs you're playing in a meaningful game. So it'll be tough.
The Cougars and the Wildcats, 8 o'clock tip-off tonight in Tucson on FS1. The Husky men are in Tempe to take on the Sun Devils. They'll tip it off at 6. And the Zags are in Portland to take on the Pilots at 6 on Root Plus. As far as the Lady Gonzaga Bulldogs, they've already clinched the West Coast Conference regular season title, and they still have 3 games to play. They'll go for their 21st victory in a row tonight. They're at home. They'll take on the Lady Dons of San Francisco, 6 o'clock tip-off. You can watch it on ESPN+. I can't. I don't have it. The Seattle Kraken play their second of 6 consecutive home games tonight. First place Vancouver is in town. Coach Dave Haxtell admits that this is the time of the year where you have a tendency to keep an eye on the standings.
All the time. Absolutely. I mean, I watched hockey all night last night, so not necessarily scoreboard watching. I mean, we've got to do our job. But yeah, of course, I mean, I think everybody's a little bit different on what they do away from the rink, but our awareness is, I mean, at least for me, I know what's going on and what's happening on any given night, and what the standings look like the next morning. And obviously I enjoy the sport. I love watching the game, but usually watching with a little more purpose at this time of year, especially when you get to this stage of the year, and you have an opportunity to see what some of the upcoming teams that you're playing against are doing, and it's all part of the process.
Kraken and Canucks, 7 o'clock tonight on Root Sports. And finally, a friendly reminder, the state high school tournament. Some divisions are already underway for the smaller schools. They'll start tomorrow, and there are, as you see there, 5 games at the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium this weekend. It starts tomorrow night when Friday Harbor comes to town to take on Tonasket. They'll tip off at 6 o'clock. That's in the girls bracket. And that'll be followed by Okanagan and Adna at 8 o'clock at the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium. And then 3 games in a row, back to back to back on Saturday. They'll kick it off with the boys, Lake Roosevelt and Tri-Cities Prep at 2 o'clock. And then the Waterville-Mansfield girls will take on Oakesdale at 4 and the nightcap. And it'll be a lot of Cashmere fans in the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium as the Bulldogs take on Cedar Park Christian in a loser-out game at 6 o'clock. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 26 minutes after the hour. Among the obscure holidays I could have chosen but did not, it's a single tasking day for those people who can only do one project at a time, and I'm one of those. It is Be Humble Day. Be humble. Even if you're really cool, just an awesome person, this is your day to be humble. It's National Margarita Day. None for me, I'm working. It's National Cook a Sweet Potato Day. It's World Yoga Day. It's National Walk the Dog Day. It's World Thinking Day. It's Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day if you live in St. Lucia. Happy Independence Day for you folks. But today is Chili Day, National Chili Day. Now, I make a good chili. I'm very proud of the chili I make. It's a recipe I've been tweaking for about 30 years. No 2 chilies are exactly alike. We start out with a good base. You got to have good meat and onions and garlic, and then you kind of build it up. And I'm very proud of the chili that I make. I put beans in my chili. Some people say that's an absolute no-no. I say it's an absolute yes, dark red kidney beans. There are all kinds of different chilies. I've made hundreds and hundreds of batches of chili with my base recipe, and then I tweak it a little bit. I make a good chili. I'm very proud of it. There are all kinds of different chilies. Cincinnati chili is chili, and they pour it over spaghetti. You pour it over spaghetti. That's called Cincinnati chili. You wouldn't think that would be very popular. Texas chili traditionally is beanless with all kinds of different peppers and spices. You got New Mexico chili, which is a green chili, sometimes used with pork or turkey. And then you have the St. Louis chili. That's chili served over the top of a hamburger with a fried egg and hash browns, and then you cover it in chili and cheese and onions, also called heart attack. National Chili Day. I think before the winter's out, I'll be making another batch or 2 of my chili. It's not particularly labor intensive, and it's really good the next day. I oftentimes make a big bowl, big Dutch oven full of chili, and don't eat it. I'll put it in the fridge and wait 24 hours and really let them spices get to know each other. Happy National Chili Day. Today, I shall partake over the weekend. Today in history, one of our better real estate deals. We have a long history of really making good real estate deals. Here's another one. We bought Florida. Bought it from Spain. The whole peninsula, all of Florida is now ours. On this date in 1819, $5 million for Florida. Pretty good deal. Spain couldn't wait to get rid of it. Spain owned Florida. They had colonized it, but Spain, it was a burden to Spain. They had to have soldiers and garrisons to protect the Spanish citizens who lived there, and they didn't want to go there, and the folks who lived there didn't want to live there unless they were really getting into bit by mosquitoes. So Spain said, out of hell with it. How much you want for it? $5 million, we'll write you a check, U.S. did. We wrote the check. It's a done deal. We get Florida 205 years ago today. 82 years ago today, knowing that the Philippines are going to fall to the Japanese, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt tells MacArthur to get the hell out. He orders him out of the Philippines. MacArthur wanted to stay, fight it out to the end. Everybody knew there was no way that the United States Army and the Philippine Army that was stationed there was going to hold off much longer. And Roosevelt orders MacArthur out. He says, we're going to need you, Doug. This is going to be a long war. Get out of here. Get to Australia. And he did. 65 years ago today, February 22nd, 1959, the very first Daytona 500 is held. I've been to the Daytona race course. It's very impressive. You have no idea how steep those curves are until you see it in person. Just phenomenal. Lee Petty won the first Daytona 500. Here is the absolute final lap as they come down. It took, by the way, it took NASCAR 3 days to figure out who actually won. There is the finish. As you can see, it was very close. They used photographs, newsreel footage, and they finally decided, even though the race was held on a Sunday, Wednesday, they finally decided that Lee Petty was the winner. As you can see, they had a football field in the infield there. Lee Petty wins the very first Daytona 500. The Daytona 500 that was just run on Monday, it was 3 hours and 41 minutes of just racing. When you take out the caution flags and the wrecks and everything, it was well over a 4-hour broadcast. The very first Daytona 500 on this date in 1959, it's what they call in NASCAR a perfect race. There were no yellow flags, no caution flags, no accidents. It took about an hour and 40 minutes to run the very first Daytona 500. 44 years ago today. I know where I was. It's embedded in my mind when the news came. Of course, the game was played in the middle of the afternoon on the East Coast, late in the morning here on the West Coast, so everybody knew by the time they had televised the game that night on ABC that the United States men's Olympic hockey team did this.
This team is depending a little bit too much now on Jim Craig. He's making too many good saves. Eruzione! Mike Eruzione! Now we've got Bedlam. Oh, I love Brooks' reaction. Here it is again. Here's Eruzione using the defenseman as a screen. A good low shot. Just the kind of goal that Eruzione scored about 2 weeks ago against the Soviets in Madison Square Garden. 11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
It's the equivalency of the Wenatchee Wild beating the Seattle Kraken. The United States, of course, would went on to win the gold medal. I'll never forget this. And February 22nd, 1983, the brand new play, Moose Murders. It was a whodunit. The Moose Murders opens at the Eugene O'Neill Theater on Broadway, February 22nd, 1983. February 22nd, 1983, Moose Murders closes. One show. They closed it. It is synonymous with the Broadway flop. It opened, it closed. The investors lost millions and millions of dollars. Break a leg 33 minutes after the hour. Happy birthday, George. He fathered a country, but he didn't father any kids himself. George Washington, born this date in 1732, first in war, first in peace, first in the hearts of his countrymen. George Washington's mother, Mary, was an impossible woman. She was a bad-tempered shrew who constantly bashed her children and her stepchildren and every one of Mary's kids, both with her first and second husband, got the hell out of there as soon as they were old enough to ride a horse and say, "I'm out of here, Mom." All of her kids hated her, George included. She badmouthed George through her entire life. The guy was the president of the United States, and she openly resented her son's success. It's amazing that George turned out as normal as he did. When George Washington died in December 1799, he was worth $530,000. That comes out to $70 million in today's money. He was a big guy, 6'3" tall, considered very handsome and strong and strapping, kind of like me. Before he was 30 years old, George Washington had malaria, pleurisy, dysentery, and smallpox. All before he was 30. Of course, having smallpox made him unable to father children, but when smallpox came to the Continental Army, he was immune. He didn't have to worry about that. And when George Washington was the president of the United States and the capital was in Philadelphia, he didn't like the cooks that he had to deal with as the president, and his favorite slave back in Mount Vernon was Hercules. He loved Hercules. He loved his cooking. And so he sent for Hercules to come and live with the Washington family in our nation's capital in Philadelphia. But in Pennsylvania, they had a law. If you were a black man and you lived for 6 months continuously in the state of Pennsylvania, you were automatically a free man. So George Washington, not wanting to lose Hercules, right before Hercules would have lived in Pennsylvania for 6 months, just a couple of days before, George Washington would send him back to Mount Vernon for a week and then bring him back to Philadelphia so the clock would start all over again. This happened for a few times, and then one day Hercules, after they shipped him back to Philadelphia to cook for George, disappeared. George Washington, born in the state in 1732. Don Pardo, the staff announcer at NBC for 70 years, including 38 years at Saturday Night Live. The legendary Don Pardo, born in the state in 1918. We lost him 10 years ago. Another heavenly birthday, the tallest recorded man ever, Robert Wadlow. Tallest person ever, because his human growth hormones never stopped. He had pituitary issues. He never ever stopped growing. He was 8 feet 11 inches tall when he died, and he only lived to the age of 22, because when you have these issues, you're not going to live very long. 8'11", and he was still growing when he died at the age of 22. Ted Kennedy. Ted Kennedy, the senator from Massachusetts for 47 years. I've read a couple of biographies on Ted Kennedy. I'm convinced he accomplished more in the United States Senate in his 47 years for his constituents in Massachusetts than either of his more famous brothers. Ted Kennedy, born in the state in 1932, and the good doctor, Dr. J. Julius Erving, 74 years old today. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. You know, it's time to get that air conditioner checked before the heat comes, so you don't have to deal with it when the heat comes. Speaking of heat, pool to spa services. Time to get your pool rep and running, or maybe a hot tub. Go see our friends at Pool to Spa Services on Worthen, right next to the Pipus Pulpit Market. And special thanks to our gold sponsor, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. What's your neighborhood like? Mike McKnight is going to talk about his with his opinion. Carol Andre is going to talk about the Washington State Special Olympics. The Winter Games are on the way. It's a Wenatchee Valley tradition for over 3 decades, but they need your help. First things first, though. Link the cat needs a home. It's Paws for Pets.
Okay, this is Link the lover, and he may not stay here too long, but Link has been with us about 2 weeks. He's 2 years old, and as you can see, he is just the most mellow, loving, sweet cat you could hope to meet. There's nothing he doesn't love about being petted and stroked. He obviously loves his food, and this is a cat that would just absolutely love to lie on your windowsill, bathe in the sunlight, greet you when you come home from work, and make biscuits on your lap and give you an awful lot of loving. So if you have a place in your heart for Link, he will fill it up and then some to overflowing. And you can see he's got very unusual markings. It's like a kid coloured him in. And yeah, he's here waiting for his forever home. It looks like he's been ear-tipped, and so it could be that he was a community cat that somebody was loving and taking care of, and he got used to being handled. So I'm not sure if he was a stray or an owner surrender. But he's obviously very comfortable being handled. I don't think that there's too much love in the world for Link the lover. You know, Link would be good with somebody who does want to give him that loving. He obviously really enjoys being handled and petted. But I also know that he also enjoys having a nice deep snooze in his blankets, and so I think that he would give you your space, but he would also be very glad to see you at the end of the day. So if you would like to meet Link, we're open Thursdays through Tuesdays from 11 to 6, and don't delay. Cat this sweet doesn't stay for very long. And yeah, please come and meet Link. And if somebody gets to Link before you, we have a lot of other beautiful animals who are also looking for their forever homes. So please come on by and visit Link.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether,
we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Well, looks like our surgery patient is feeling better today.
Yep, I didn't need any oxy today. I thought I'd do a little surgery on the drain.
Huh. Do you need your pain pills anymore?
No.
Well, we should get them out of the house. There are places to drop them off.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I can do that right now.
And I will look at the drain. Prevent opioid misuse. Find safe medication return options near you at med-project.org.
Like Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, the area of town I live in is an older area and has narrow streets, okay? So when people are parked on both sides of the streets, if two cars opposing each other, yeah, they can barely pass, but it's typical for somebody to pull over into, you know, an empty spot so the other person can pass by. Now, when someone does that for me, I always acknowledge them and wave. But when I do it, people don't acknowledge me and wave. No, what I'm saying is this. If someone shows you an act of kindness such as this, acknowledge it. How can we become a better, kinder society if acts of kindness are ignored? So, if you see me coming and I pull over to the side of the road to let you go by, just give me a little smile and wave, okay? That'll make me feel better about myself, and I won't feel so persecuted. All right, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up to your warranty.
Great, I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Crown Furniture knows the most important part of a healthy and productive lifestyle is good quality sleep. The Englander Mattress Company is dedicated to manufacturing the best mattresses made in the USA. Englander chooses the finest materials made in the USA with a drive, dedication, and attention to detail, earning them a 99% satisfaction rating. Stop by Crown Furniture today on South Wenatchee Avenue and save up to 35% on select Englander mattresses.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Welcome back to the program. It is back. It's been a Wenatchee Valley tradition for so many years, even I forgot. Carol probably hasn't. The Special Olympics Winter Games, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of March, all over North Central Washington, with the exception of Leavenworth. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Mother Nature played a little role in that. Carol Andre is joining us again. So what number is it? Because I forgot right when we started rolling tape.
34. We started
34.
in 90, with the exception of the cancellation during COVID, but
Right.
It's the 34th year in the Valley.
And this is a huge event in any number of ways. It brings people from all over the state to the Wenatchee Valley for our little 3-day extravaganza. You did a CBO, cost benefit, kind of a set of deal a couple of years ago. You haven't done one in a while. But you have a general idea what this means to the economic health of this valley.
The economic impact 5 years ago was well over $1 million. It was like 1.2 million. I'm sure it's increased since then with inflation and everything. They fill up every hotel in town. Families, volunteers from out of town, officials are all staying in town, are all eating. So all that is a benefit to our valley, in addition to the benefit of having these games here because they're so cool.
They're not tearing down hotels, they're building hotels, and we're still filling them up.
Yeah.
Hotel owners don't build hotels if they don't think there's a market for it. That tells you something right there.
Correct.
So.
Yep, that weekend is a big weekend.
Opening ceremonies will be here on Friday night, as they always are. This place will be packed.
Yep.
But before Friday night, Friday afternoon, as it has been for the last couple of years, a bunch of people who have more guts than I do, right across the street from where we're sitting, are going to do what exactly?
They're going to do the annual Polar Plunge to benefit Special Olympics Washington, and it's actually a law enforcement-based activity, so lots of first responders, law enforcement, and the general public also, but it's law enforcement-based. It's part of their Torch Run campaign that they do throughout the year.
And yeah, you jump into the lagoon at Walla Walla Point Park. Water might be a little cold. How do people participate and sign up and be a part of it?
It's really easy. Just go to the Special Olympics Washington website. It's specialolympicswashington.org. Really easy. You'll see it right across the banner. Click on it and sign up. And you can create your fundraising page right there. It's so easy. And then shoot it out to your friends and family. And then you're not walking around going, hey, will you sponsor me kind of thing. They can do it all right there.
And a quick heads up, you don't have to do it. If you want to raise money for the Special Olympics as part of the whole Polar Plunge thing to benefit all these this great event that's going on, you can donate money and you're not obligated to jump into the Columbia River.
You are not. They say that a plunge can be a toe in the water, whatever. But from someone who's done it many, many years, when everybody's lined up on the beach and they shoot the horn, everybody goes. They go. And some people go in up to their knees and they're like, oh, no, and they're turning around. And some people will dive in and just be crazy swimming.
And people wear costumes.
Oh, yeah. Costume contest.
They can really get into it. And it draws a pretty good crowd, too.
It does. It's a lot of fun.
Mostly to watch people get third-degree pneumonia, I suppose. I don't really know. And that was moved. It used to be in mid-February, but now it's on the very first. It's been on the first day of the 3-day weekend.
It kicks off the whole weekend for the Winter Games.
Which is a great idea.
Yeah,
Smart move, I think.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Friday night opening ceremonies here, the usual extravaganza. Talk about that.
So after the Polar Plunge, law enforcement will go get warm, and then they'll meet up again at the other side of the walking bridge area, and they're going to run a torch into the area, and they're going to light the torch outside the Town Toyota Center, and that torch will be running all weekend. It's just like an Olympic torch. And then during the middle of the games, they'll come into the center and they'll run in with athletes to light the torch inside during the opening ceremony. So it's pretty cool.
And then all weekend long, again, with the exception of Leavenworth, cross-country skiing, unfortunately, well, Carol will explain, not going to be held this year. Mother Nature had other plans.
Yeah, we usually do it at the fish hatchery in Leavenworth, and there's just not enough snow. We also do a snowshoeing exhibition out there, too. So unfortunately, that's canceled. Only the second time in all these years that's been canceled.
But there's a new event, which turns out is just exploded. in popularity.
Yes.
Cheerleading is now
Cheerleading is a new
competition.
sport, winter sport for Special Olympics. It started a few years ago, and it's exploding, and it's so fun to watch. It's one of my favorite sports to watch.
The number one reason Carol and I decided to get together here to talk about Special Olympics, nobody's getting paid. Nobody's getting paid a dime to put this on. This is all volunteer. Now I know the service clubs get together and help feed some of the athletes, but you need warm bodies for just about every event, basketball especially. Go ahead.
Yes. So basically, if you want to ski and help out at Mission Ridge, we always need skiers, more specific type of skill there. But there's things like awards and helping make the lunches, helping score keep at basketball, helping with the skating venue. There's so many opportunities, helping at opening ceremonies. During the opening ceremony, we literally staged 1,500 athletes and their coaches and chaperones in the corridor for the parade of athletes, just like the Olympic Games. And it takes a whole lot of people to help do that. It's organized chaos, but it's a ton, but it's so much fun. They march in, we have entertainment. It's just like the regular opening ceremony of the Olympics.
And the kids have a ball. You're going to get a big chunk of warm fuzzies going on inside your belly.
I tell people that it's the funnest thing you'll do all year. You'll just walk out of whatever venue you're at with a huge grin on your face, and you'll want to do it again.
Why do you do it every year? I mean, people associate you, even though you have another job, a full-time job. Why do you do this, Carol? I mean, you don't really have to anymore.
I started coaching Special Olympics when I was 16. I worked for City of Renton Parks, and they asked me to help out one day, and I've been involved ever since. It's just one of those organizations that you just kind of get hooked, and it's awesome, and it's fun, and sometimes it's exhausting, but it's always, always rewarding, and a really great experience for everybody. For families, too, not just adults.
And the best part about volunteering, you don't have to be able to do anything. If you show up, you're in. And again, same deal. You can volunteer by going to the website.
Yeah, it's super easy. Just go to SpecialOlympicsWashington.org, click on volunteers and Winter Games, and it'll have a drop down of all 3 days and all the opportunities there are. There's so many different things. If you just want to volunteer to score keep it basketball for 4 hours here, you can do it. If you want to do all 3 days, you can do it. If you want to ski, I mean, there's something for everyone.
And what do you get out of it? Right there.
Super fun.
Big, your heart gets about, it goes whoop, like that. It really does. Other things on the agenda while I have Carol here. You got a job opening at your department.
We do.
Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, it's a rec coordinator position, full-time. It opened last Friday. It'll be open for 2 weeks. It's a short opening. It's our aquatics position, so it's running our big city pool at Pioneer Park. They just had a facelift, so it's got a new liner, new piping, new boiler. It's got a new day going. It's going to be there for a long time. So kind of skill specific in aquatics, and then the rest of the year is helping with rec programs, running sports leagues and events and things in the office.
Why does the Special Olympics in the Wenatchee Valley make such a great marriage? Now, you got to have proximity to cross-country skiing and downhill skiing. You got to have a lot of gymnasiums. We check all of those boxes.
We do.
But there's more to it than that. It's the fact that we've been able to pull it off year after year.
Correct.
Almost without a hitch. That's the number one reason they say we're back.
It initially came here because the location. There was no other place in the state that could do cross-country skiing, alpine skiing, skating, gyms, all within like a 30-mile radius. So that's why it first came here. But after it came here and the embracing from the community, and everybody loved it, and the hoteliers loved it, everybody loved it, and our local city was totally on board and supportive, and we just started working that way, and now it's kind of old hat. Everybody loves it. They know their jobs, bring back every year, and it's just a great thing to have.
And the sugar on the ice cream is the facility we're sitting in right now.
Yeah.
It's big enough to hold the opening ceremonies. There is the permanent torch outside. It's being fed by Cascade Natural Gas. You got all the facility, you got everything you need for the opening ceremonies here, and the community rink for the competition.
This was a huge deal when we were able to move into the Town Toyota Center. We literally bounced opening ceremonies around. We were at the old ice arena.
Oh, I remember.
We staged the athletes in the parking lot. We were on the ice. It was freezing. We were all over the place trying to find a big enough spot, and because it kept growing. It kept growing, and it's huge. Having 2,500 people, you need big space. So this is perfect.
Volunteers.
Yep.
Call Carol at her office or go to just type in Washington State Special Olympics. It pops right up. It's a very simple thing. Couple hours here, a couple hours there. The biggest thing of all is the basketball. 700-800 basketball players, 10 gymnasiums.
10 gyms running simultaneously.
Right.
It's crazy organization, but it works.
It does.
We just need lots of folks to make it happen.
And you're going to do it again next year?
Oh, of course.
Of course. You just can't stay away, Carol. Carol Andre, everybody, give her a big hand. Give her a big hand. Oh, well, Zamboni driver's done. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Your home runs on hot water. From the kitchen, to the bath, to the laundry. So Rheem offers a wide variety of water heaters, from traditional models to ones smart enough to tell you how much hot water is available. On second thought, perhaps the laundry can wait.
It's cold outside and time to make sure your loved ones are safe and secure at home during the cold months ahead. Aging and Adult Care has low-cost, in-home care options for seniors, adults with disabilities, and for caregivers assisting relatives or friends. Services like housekeeping, personal care, and home-delivered meals can make such a difference for you or someone you know. These services and more are available by calling Aging and Adult Care's offices at 1-800-572-4459.
In Digital Media Arts program, we learn about video production gear and editing by the combination of class projects and nonprofit work and employment.
It makes things happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty magical.
We work in the industry at the Wenatchee Round, NCW Live Channel, and the Town Toyota Center events. Every day we work with industry standard equipment for a hands-on learning experience.
Welcome to Gilded Lily Home, where something extraordinary is waiting. You'll be delighted to find an amazing selection of specialty foods and tabletop decor. Browse their uniquely curated collection of gifts. Shop for yourself in their wide collection of jewelry and clothing, and for your home with their amazing hand-selected furniture, lighting, and decor. The Gilded Lily Home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items for your home, your kitchen, and your lifestyle.
Wow, that's a beautiful view up Billygo Way, wasn't it? 2 items of business before we send you on your way on this Thursday. If you signed up for Winning Wednesday yesterday for those Wenatchee Wild ticket vouchers, first of all, going to have 2 winners here. Going to pull the names right out of the hat. These people are each going to win 6 tickets to any future regular season Wenatchee Wild hockey game. Thanks to everybody who signed up, and there are a lot of them. And I get to do 2 winners, and they each get 6. So here we go. And by the way, we'll do this again next week. More Wenatchee Wild ticket vouchers. All right. Eyes closed, so it's all on the up and up. Winner number 1 is Gersmog Gersnifrensnang. Oh, it's upside down. Nanette, congratulations, Nanette. I'll be getting a hold of you, and we'll do it again one more time. Close the eyes, mix it up, and I'll go to this one right here. And the other winner is Kerflong Smurgenden. All right, so, oh, upside down again. It's just an email address, doesn't have a name. You'll know because you'll get an email from me. We're going to have a beautiful day today, and Friday, and Saturday for the most part, Sunday too, and then Monday. Whoops. Check out this quick little graph from the National Weather Service. This is just focusing on the minimum temperature forecast through the middle of next week. As you can see, it's going to get colder and colder and colder and colder. A friendly reminder, we are not done with winter yet, even though it's going to feel kind of spring-like here. For the next 3 days, it's just a tease. We still have another month of winter to go. So heads up, we're going to have some pretty chilly overnight lows, and here we go. Looking good today, sunshine, I have about 47, normal highs about 44, so we're looking good there. 33 for the overnight low tonight. You want sunshine? Going to do it all over again, near 50 on Friday, 36 for the overnight low on Friday night. Partly sunny on Saturday, going to be kind of hit and miss. Clouds will be thickening up a little bit on Saturday. In fact, Saturday night it'll be mostly cloudy, and then we'll do the same thing all over again on Sunday, and then late in the day on Sunday as we transition from the from the evening hours to the overnight hours on Sunday night. Here comes this rather robust frontal system, which is going to bring a big-time bunch of snow to the mountains. They're going to be measuring the snow in feet. Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday, we'll have rain and wind and much colder temperatures. And that's it for us. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Home to royal castles, fantastic food, and awesome cultural adventures. That's me, Elizabeth, and today I'm touring Copenhagen and Stockholm with my friend Jennifer Veal. We'll explore Copenhagen's Royal City Center.
Hey Jen, isn't that where the Supreme Court and the House of Parliament is?
And take a cruise for an amazing view.
That is Copenhagen's Opera House. Oh wow, it's so modern.
And then we're off to see the gardens, and then shop. And catch the Royal Guard.
What is the second best thing we like to do when we travel?
Shopping! Before we journey to Stockholm, Sweden for some amazing adventures.
Wow, it's beautiful, so many colors.
It's Scandinavia, and it's a total class act. We don't want to miss a minute, so let's go. Welcome to Elizabeth Stanton.